And now, without further ado, I'm deeply honored to welcome to our virtual podium the President of the Republic of Bulgaria, Mr. Rumen Radev. Mr. President, thank you cordially and on behalf of all participants and our speakers for being with us here today. So, what are the strategic priorities of the Bulgarian host of the 3SIIs Initiative Summit and the new opportunities for the region? Mr. President, over to you now.
Thank you, Mr. Ligorski. Good morning, everyone. It is my pleasure to address this conference and to discuss a little bit about the priorities of the 3SIIs initiative. Talking about this initiative, we should never forget that this initiative is just opportunity. Opportunity for growing, for economic growth, opportunity for connecting countries, opportunity for social and economic development. And the good point here is that we can unite our efforts. 12 countries from Baltic Seas down to Black Sea and Adriatic Sea, uniting their efforts to develop new opportunities for the people, for the education, for business in these countries. And the core priorities will stay, and the most important, connecting us through infrastructure, energy, and digital connectivity. Bulgaria takes the host in a very interesting transition time. By shaping the 3SIInvestment Fund and by including Amber Financial Group, now we can make this long waiting transition from just political talking to real actions. That's why we highly appreciate the participation of business from all over the countries and not just from those 12 countries. There is a growing interest recently from countries even like Japan, South Korea, Qatar, and many others, and they have been looking for new opportunities. And this is based on the huge potential of our countries. That's why Bulgarian priorities look beyond the geographical borders of this initiative, look beyond time to secure the smart development of our projects. Starting with geographical borders, there was a proposal from my country to include Greece as a guest for hosting for the Sofia summit. And there is a certain reason for doing this. First of all, we need to secure the connectivity north to south. And the Bulgarian and Greece border has been crossed by energy projects, by interconnectors, gas interconnectors, by transport highways, railways, and digital cables. So now we have this opportunity to take advantage of the Greek ports and LNG terminals. And if we want to see completed solution, that's why we need to think about enlarging, not just geographically our borders, but enlarging our opportunities. Next priority of Bulgaria is to think beyond next 20, 30 years when we hope, with our common efforts, we'll be ready with new pipelines, with new digital connections, with new roads. What next? What is next? Next is to start working with our young people, with our innovative organizations, with institutes, to connect them, to think about not just connectivity, think about smart connectivity, about smart transportation, smart energy. And this is the goal, to mobilize our human capital, to mobilize the young people to sit down together, to identify priority projects, priority problems we need to solve together. And talking about using our limited capital, it is still limited. We have just 1 billion, roughly 1 billion euro. And you know that with 1 billion euro, we cannot implement and realize all the strategic projects we have in infrastructure. They require trillions of euros. We don't have that money, but we can invest that money in a smart way to achieve much better results. And the key for success is to unite our efforts as political leadership, as business, as non-government organizations, to think about what can we do, our 12 countries together, to improve the life and the standard of our citizens. What can we do to strengthen our relations with our strategic allies in this initiative, strategic partners, European Commission, Germany, and the United States? I think if we mobilize our potential, we can implement and realize the priorities of the initiative very fast. It's time to act now. This is why I appreciate the growing interest and participation of the business, as business is the key player in this initiative. We appreciate the interest towards the investment fund, and acting together, discussing together, and this is the purpose of this conference. We need to find an optimum solution to invest our money, and not just to invest the money, to mobilize our people to think for the future throughout this initiative. Thank you, and I wish fruitful discussions today.
Thank you, Mr. President. Your message for uniting the efforts of the public and private sector of all countries in the region and beyond the borders of the region, even of the Atlantic Ocean, will resonate with our speakers and throughout the discussions today. But I firmly believe it will continue to resonate with us in the months of preparation for the summit coming this summer, but also in the years to come, where those united efforts, you pointed out eloquently, of the public and private sectors, of the policy makers and the people on the ground with private capital, can compensate for the development of infrastructure, key infrastructure and innovation for the growth and recovery of our economies. I sincerely thank you once again on behalf of all participants and wish you a very successful summit in the summer of this year.